Hello, welcome to this week's coffee vlog, 25th of September, and it is of course iPhone Day. So happy iPhone Day everyone, and I hope you're enjoying your new force touching, or 3D touching, however you like to call it, on the new devices. I'm of course a little bit sad that I'm not got a lovely new 5 megapixel front-facing camera to record this on. Just got the old rubbishy one in the 6 Plus, but never mind. I should have really avoided Twitter today, but I have been sort of following all the different people I follow collecting their lovely devices. I know certainly that Apple Watcher and also Andy Mallins that I follow on Twitter. I know both of those have gone big this year. Sorry guys, but you're a bit behind the times, because me and Bob Bell have been big for some time. But yes, those two have picked up their 6S Pluses to enjoy, and I'm sure it's going to be a bit of a treat going from the smaller size devices to the bigger ones. Because everyone does tend to say, how on earth do you handle the size of that? Just depends how big your pockets are, doesn't it? But yeah, I've not had a problem actually with the size of the 6 Plus. It still kind of gets people and look at it like, how on earth can you use that as a day-to-day device? Like an iPad in your pocket. But it's not really, I've not had a trouble at all. I don't wear tight-fitting clothing, so maybe that's why. I certainly wouldn't get in Kiss. Still been listening to lots of Kiss, lots and lots. I had an hour's worth of listening to it, an hour. Last weekend when I was out with the youngest, he was insisting I put it on repeat, same song as well. Was it Loving You or whatever? I can't even remember what the song name is now, even though it's ingrained in my brain, the tune. So yes, new iPhone Day, loads of people receiving them. Teeny weeny bit jealous, but also I've got completely not a lot of point for me at the moment. Not really that interested in any of the features. The watch, of course, the Magic Watch has really considerably reduced the amount I use my iPhone, because so many things I would do on the phone I do with the watch. And it's just convenient and nice, quick and easy to do it that way. So that sort of negates any need also to upgrade the phone, because I just don't tend to even touch it that much nowadays. It just sits in the pocket. I mean, obviously it's doing a job, dishing up trying to have a crash up here. You know, dishes up all the information I need, but other than that, I don't really, you know, I don't need to interact with the phone that much. Obviously when I get time or away from computers or whatever else, I'll get onto it and do different bits and pieces, but nothing that would warrant me using it a load. And I think part of that is, you know, I do a lot of driving. So the watch is ideal for the driving side of it, because it's there if I'm in traffic and get a text, I can do a Siri reply, or I can just do it, even if it's a quick reply that I just need to use one of the canned responses. Dead easy to do that with the watch. The phone, of course, dishes up all my musical needs, and I've got my Apple Music. I've been still enjoying that. The problems I had with the early betas of iOS 9 and the weird playlist that kept always starting with, I think it was Ed Sheeran, kept starting with. That seems to have resolved itself now, so it starts and stops as expected, and if it's Apple Music, it continues with Apple Music. Actually, one thing I did wonder is today, I used the watch just to ask for music by Chemical Brothers. I've had to buy some bit of music by Chemical Brothers, and it started playing through, which is good. But one of the tracks, I knew I didn't have it in my library, so I got all my music matched. one of the tracks that started playing by Chemical Brothers. I thought, I've not got this in my library, which makes me wonder if you've got your Apple Music subscription and you ask Siri to play music by a particular artist, does it basically pull up everything through Apple Music that it can find, rather than just through your sort of matched playlist? So I wasn't very sure about that, because I kind of expected it just to use my own music rather than go through the Apple Music. But I suppose really it should do Apple Music. If you got the Apple Music, you've got it. I don't know, but there you are. So that was interesting. And so what else has been happening? WatchOS 2 came out finally to the public this week, and my watch did recognise, even though it was already on the GM of WatchOS 2, it recognised that there was the official release out and prompted to download it, which, as usual, took ages. Left it on a night to do it, to be honest, because it just takes so long. And yeah, pretty much exactly the same as it was before. I ran it a couple of days restored from backup, and there was lots of little annoying glitches and bits that I thought, I really do need to do this set up as new rather than restore from backup. So Wednesday night, it was Monday night, wasn't it, that they released the official WatchOS 2. Wednesday night I did, I just unpaired it and then repaired the watch and then set it up as new rather than from one of the backups it keeps, and then twiddled about that. And I've got to be honest, there's not a great deal, you know, stored on the watch. A few canned responses if you've twiddled with them, but you know, other than that, you know, a few settings here and there, but most of it, of course, it just pulls from the phone back out again. So set it up as new, and it seems to have been a bit smoother. There is one application, and I don't know why, the notification never issues a ping or vibration, and it hasn't done since WatchOS 2 first released. So I don't know why that is. Very bizarre. But, and this was really a good way of showing how to sell an app, or get your app to, well, suddenly sell massively, really, and that was Darksky app. Darksky app. It's a weather app. Never heard of it before, never even thought about it. Noticed on Twitter people were saying, oh yes, this app now has got a wonderful complication. Oh right, and complications, third-party complications for the Apple Watch are few and far between at the moment still. The WatchOS 2 is now out, and I thought they'd be falling over themselves to throw out these third-party complications, but they're not about very much. So saw that there was this third-party complication for the Darksky app. And I thought, I'm going to give that a try. I got the Weather Channel one straight away. It was the first one I got. But noticed this Darksky app, sort of, you could use it to replace the main sort of weather, the middle section in the, I don't know, the face that has many complications, I call it. One that has all the information on the face. I forget what the proper name for it is, but it doesn't matter really, does it? But it replaces that one, so it gives you the sort of the current weather, but it also has this sort of the current conditions, and then a little alert, so it might say going to drizzle in half an hour, or drizzling now, or rain stopping shortly. So it'll give you like a proper update of you know, not only what the current weather is, but what's going to be happening in the future. So rain starting soon, if it's going to rain soon, things like that, which I thought was really good. It's a really nice implementation for the watch. And then, oh, that's a nice old bus, isn't it? So I picked it up. It was $2.99, so I've got to admit I was a bit, because I've got way too many weather apps anyway, and let's face it, the best way to know the weather is just go outside. Go outside more. Stop sitting in looking at your computer, your phone and your watch going, ooh, what's the weather? But yeah, I like it. But the big bonus of it is I always used I think Weather On was the app I used, which gave a morning notification of what the weather for the day be like. And that's the one that hasn't been giving me the pings or vibrations. So basically, don't know you've got the notification, it just appears. And if you happen to look at the watch, you'll see the notification, or it goes in your unread notifications and you'll look for it later. And it has cheesed me off all the time that I've not been able to see it. So now the Dark Skies app does the same thing. So I've got that scheduled for a quarter of an hour later to give me the notification on a morning. So it's perfect. Have it for about 7:30. Then I'm pottering about trying to get myself ready to get out for the day and get kids sorted and things. And I can get that notification, do actually get the notification, which is a big bonus. And yeah, it actually gives slightly better information or more information, you know, what the day ahead's weather's like. But it's just handy. But also the Dark Skies app gives you that sort of notification of, you know, alerts, next hour heavy rain or whatever else. So there's various weather warning alerts and things as well. So it's quite good. But yeah, really the complication is what brought it to my attention, that they've got this watch app complication out really quick. And yeah, that was a good way of selling the app to me, and I imagine they've got a lot of app sales from doing that. As well as it's a nice implementation, and I quite like the actual watch app as well. That's got a lot of information in it. So obviously the complications give you a bit of information, but you can press on them and it opens the actual app for the for whatever the complication is based on. So in this case the Dark Skies app, and it does look really nice. There's loads of information to scroll up and down. There's a few screens to scroll across, and it gives you a ton of information on the current weather. It does take a little bit of time to load still. This watchOS 2 all having native apps, and it's supposed to be lots quicker. I'm not seeing a lot of lots quicker at the moment, if I'm honest. Could do, we're still working on that, but I don't know. I don't, because of course they can still use both varieties. They don't have to be based on the watch apps. They can still do the old-fashioned, will draw it from the phone to the watch and have a lightweight app on the watch. So you've no idea what they're doing anyway with that. But anyway, so that was good. Other things, a couple of films. I managed to catch, although I've not watched all of it yet, with The Rock in, who seems to be morphing himself into Sylvester Stallone. Oh hello. I managed to catch San Andreas, which unsurprisingly is about earthquakes, with The Rock in. And I caught like the first half an hour, but I fell asleep because I was watching late at night, so I'll only need to watch that again really. But it looked pretty good to start off with. Like I say, a bit of The Rock being sort of like, oh yeah, superhero guy flying a helicopter in dangerous conditions, but then there's a problem, and the people that's supposed to be rescuing from the helicopter get trapped and stuck, so The Rock stops flying the helicopter and slides down another zip line out of the helicopter that he was flying and saves everyone. Yeah, Slice Stallone stuff all over again. But other than that, it looked like it might be quite good. Obviously about earthquakes, because there was some scientific people who did this big lecture hall about earthquakes and stuff to tell you it was about earthquakes. But you know, cue to all the students in the lecture hall on seats, ocean of MacBooks. It was just illuminated Apple logos over Apple logos. I mean, I don't know if they were sponsored by Apple or what, but it was hilarious. And oh look, I might be able to get to park in a minute. The other thing, that's if the kids move as well. Other thing was a film I watched, Tomorrowland. I've seen some of the adverts. Obviously George Clooney and Hugh Laurie both being grumpy old men in it, and they do a good job of that as well. But I watched that. No idea, not a clue, not the foggiest yet what it was about, really, even after watching it. And I did watch all of it. Now, I didn't fall asleep on this one. When I started watching it earlier, that always helps. And Colby's not going to move, is he? He's just going to stay there. No. He's going to move a little bit. He's just going to make me fit through the tiniest, teeniest gap, isn't he? Cheers, mate. And then she's at a foot, and she's next door, so she's going to be going... It's complicated, my life. All I want to do is get home and park. You wouldn't believe it would be so hard, would you? There you go. So, Tomorrowland, yeah. No idea after watching it what exactly it was on about, but it did it very well, whatever it was. So, I'd recommend watching it, but hopefully, if you do watch it and you can figure out what the devil it was on about, let me know, because I don't. And with that, I think now I've finally got in mid-drive, I'm going to go in the house and maybe relax after a week at work. So, yeah. Great stuff. So, yeah, enjoy your weekend, enjoy your new iPhones. Just don't tweet about it too much, please. I know the Apple Watch is going to spend all weekend going about Force touching this, and mind you, apparently there's not so many apps working with the Force Touch thing yet, or 3D Touch, so. But other than that, yep, have a good weekend, and I'll catch you in next week's vlog. See ya!